Hello friend, I am Ghanshyam and welcome to today's lecture. We have previously left out our nuclear power plant. So today we have continued this nuclear power plant. So before going to our the whole circuit diagram of the whole working principle of the nuclear power plant, let us study about what is the nuclear power plant. So in our nuclear power plant is only source which is supply future energy demand in our world. So it is not in the present time, it is also in future time. It is used widely for our future generation. The initial capital cost of the nuclear power plant is very high, but it requires the nuclear reactor convert nuclear energy into electrical energy. So here nuclear energy is converted into electrical energy. So the nuclear power plant nuclear fission process, here is the one fission process so that our nuclear energy will be produced. The heavy atomic weight of material like uranium, thorium, those are our heavy nuclear particle, and those are like thorium and uranium. So heavy atomic weight of material have uranium, and widely used we have uranium. So they are splitted into smaller radioactive material by means of fusion process. So by fusion process the nuclear split, and the amount of energy is very huge, and which can be used to converting water steam into generated steam is utilized in driving gas or steam turbine, coupled to utilize the driving gas or steam turbine. So a nuclear power plant is consisting of a, let's see here, so a nuclear power plant is consisting of a nuclear reactor. This is the nuclear reactor, this is our nuclear reactor, and this is our coolant, heat exchanger, reactor moderator, fuel rod, steam turbine, water intake, generator and condenser. Those are our main component of the nuclear reactor. So this is our nuclear reactor, heat exchange and steam turbine, condenser, generator. Those are the main part of the nuclear power plant. So one by one we have to discuss all those things. So in the nuclear reactor there is a this is our nuclear reactor. So there is a reactor moderator, fuel rod and control rod. So nuclear reactor is the main part of the plant in which the main chain reaction, there is a chain reaction occur. Chain reaction occur here. The chain reaction occur takes place in the generator. Huge amount of energy will be produced in this chain reaction. The generated energy in this amount of energy, or the generated energy, the part could be used to generate steam or turbine, used to generate steam, and that steam is used to run the turbine. And the basic component of the nuclear reactor are here. Those are the basic component of the nuclear reactor, that is moderator, control rod, coolant, fuel, coolant, and it is sealed. That shield is made up of like the material of cement and other, no it is not made of cement, it is other material, and that is the nuclear detector. So those are the part of our nuclear reactor. Those are moderator, control rod, this is black is our control rod, and the cylinder are our moderator, and this is the coolant, and this is the fuel, and this is nuclear detector, and this is our shield. So what is the working of nuclear reactor? So nuclear reactor, there is a uranium 235 is used for our fuel rod. This is subjected to nuclear fission. By fission process, our reaction will be occur. So by this reaction, and the 200 mega electrovolt of energy will be released. Okay, and it control the chain reaction that is start when the fission is done. The chain reaction must be occur here. So the chain reaction must be controlled, otherwise the rate of energy will be very high. So it should be controlled. Okay, if don't control it, then the energy will be very high and maybe chance to very high explosion. The nuclear fission or nuclear fuel such as uranium 235 are embedded by a slow flow of the neutron. Due to this, bombarding of nuclei of uranium is broken. This is broken into some neutron plus some energy. Okay, plus some energy. Here in the next slide we have to see this. This is our main reaction of the nuclear reactor. Uranium 235 plus 1 neutron give rise to 3 neutron and 1 lanthanum for 148 plus bromine 85 with 200 mega electrovolt of energy will be released by one neutron bombarding with the uranium 235. This is our fission process. The fission nuclear cause further fusion. Further fission create more fission. So these 3 neutron cause 3 uranium. This type of 3 uranium, and this 3 uranium contain 200 mega electrovolt each. So electron volt each. So 200 into 3 means that is 600 mega electrovolt. So 600 mega electrovolt with 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 free neutron. 9 free neutron will be released, plus lanthanum, 3 lanthanum and 3 bromine will be produced from the further fusion reaction. This is our cumulative process. This is our cumulative process. Please remember this and write down this formula and this reaction formula. Okay, so let's start. This is the process not controlled in very. This is our process that is not controlled in very short time. The rate of the fusion become very high, so it will be release huge amount of energy. There may be dangerous explosion. This cumulative reaction is called the chain reaction. Okay, let me write here chain reaction. This cumulative reaction called the chain reaction. Okay, please be aware of this word. This chain reaction can only be controlled through the removing fusion neutron. Here, by removing this fusion neutron from this control rod or this fuel rod, we can slow down our chain reaction. The speed of the fusion can be controlled by chaining the rate of removing fusion neutron from the reactor. Okay, and the nuclear reactor is a cylindrical shape. It is our cylindrical shape, but in our 2 dimension it is shown in the rectangular manner. Okay, don't be confused with that. Sound process vessel, the fuel rod are made up of the nuclear fuel. So those are the nuclear fuel like uranium and thorium, and there is a moderator. moderator is placed in between the fuel rod to moderate our process of very high energy production, and generally made up of the moderator generally made up of the graphite. Okay, so please remember this moderator is made up of a graphite material covered with the fuel rod, and the moderator slow down the neutron before the collision with the uranium nuclei. Okay, and this control rod are made up of the cadmium. It is also made up of cadmium. Okay, remember this. I am writing here very shortly for our space purposes. So the control rod are made up of the cadmium because cadmium is a strong absorption of neutron. Okay, and the control rod are instead of the fusion chamber. The cadmium control rod can also be pushed down into and full of as per our requirement. If the control rod is pushed in the under of this, and then our fusion reaction will be slow down. If it will be pull off, that means upper here, then our chain reaction will be goes off. Most of the fusion neutron are absorbed by the rod, hence the chain reaction is stopped. Again, while the control rod are pulled off, the availability of the fusion neutron become more, which increase the rate of chain reaction. Hence, it is clear that by adjusting the position of control rod, the rate of nuclear reaction can be controlled, and consequently the generator can in electrical power can be controlled. Okay, so as per our load demand in actual practice, the pushing and pulling here, pushing and pulling of the control rod are controlled by the automatic feedback system as per our requirement. Okay, this is our reaction. Then come to our moderator. This is our main moderator working. Here is the control rod. Those are the control rod placed over here. Those are required to push up and pull up, push down and pull up for our as per our requirement. And this is our fuel rod. Fuel rod contain uranium and thorium. Okay, remember this. And those are the moderator cover the fuel rod to moderate our chain reaction. And this is our shielding to cover all the chain reaction occur here. And this is our hot coolant out. That means our steam will be flow in this region, and our cold coolant means condensed water will be flow over here. So let's see the advanced gas reactor. So this advanced gas in this reactor, there are some control rod. This line type are showing in the control rod, and this is the steam output. Here is also steam output in both the side, and this is the water car entering in this side, and this is also our water car entering in this side. And this is our gas circulator to circulate the gas, and this is our chamber. Okay, chamber where our chain reaction will be occur or fusion reaction will be occur. And this is our concrete pressure vessel. So in this reactor, uranium dioxide is used as a fuel. So uranium dioxide, please write it on your paper so that you can be easily comfortable with that. Okay, so uranium dioxide is used uranium dioxide is used as a fuel, and our for cooling purposes or coolant, carbon dioxide is used, CO2. For our coolant, CO2 is used, or hydrogen also used for our moderator. And uh, so moderator, for moderator our hydrogen gas is used, and a gas cooled reactor economical when the load factor is more than 70%. So it is economical when load factor is more than 70%. Okay, remember that one also. And this is our all the figure. The efficiency is about 40%. Remember this also. The efficiency is our 40%, and the economical, it is economical when load factor is more than 75%. Okay, then comes to next slide. Then pressurized water reactor. This is the whole figure of the pressurized water reactor, and this is our control rod. Those are pull off and push down working occur here, and those are our fuel element or control rod, and this is our concrete shield made up of concrete and steel pressure vessel is here, and this is a high pressure steam will be blow up here, and this steam will be run our turbine, and this steam after running a generator generate electricity. Okay, and this condensed water will be passed through here, then that condensed water will be again heated off and pass through the steam, and it is our pump to pump the water over here. Okay, so it is our full process, working process. Let's see another feature of this. Its efficiency is about 33%. Remember this also. Okay, and then go to our next slide. That is our boiling water reactor. This is our full figure of the boiling water reactor. This contains steel pressure vessel like in the previous pressurized water reactor, and those are our control rod, and those are our fuel rod made up of uranium and thorium, and this is our steam output, this is our water input, this is our pump. So in this boiling water reactor, enriched amount of uranium oxide UA as our fuel, and ordinary water H2O is used as both coolant and moderator. It is direct cycle reactor. The steam is reacted in the reactor itself, and this steam after the passing through the turbine, a condenser return to heat reactor. So by condensing water return to here. Okay, remember all those things. So next chapter is heat exchanger and steam turbine generator condensation. Those are separate. Those are not very important, but important also. The jet. So heat exchanger heat carried by a sodium metal. So in sodium metal heat will be exchange is dissipated in water, and water is converted into high pressure of steam here. Okay, so water will be converted into high pressure of steam, and that steam will be run our turbine, and that turbine will be connected to generator so that our electrical energy will be generate. Okay, we have see our main reactor, and we don't have to time that to see all these reactor. Those are not important to us, but those boiling water reactor and the pressurized water reactor advanced gas cooled reactor. Those are very important to us. That's why we have studied all those three. And let's see our next part, that is heat exchanger, steam turbine, heat exchanger, steam turbine, generator, and condenser. So what does heat exchanger do? Heat exchanger is used to convert water into steam. So it convert water into steam, and by using this the heat generated in the reactor. Then come to our steam turbine. What does steam turbine do? So steam turbine rotate the rotor. So it rotates the rotor, and to generate electricity the rotor is connected to turbine. The turbine rotor is connected to our generator, so to generate electricity. And in turbine the steam expand, due to which prime mover will rotate. So let's see another thing, that is generator. What does generator do? Generator is connected with the turbine through the shaft and used to generate electricity. You already know that. And what does condenser do? By the name suggests it, condenser is used to condense steam. Okay, into water. We circulate into heat exchanger to form steam. Let's see the advantages and disadvantages of nuclear power plant. In advantages, in nuclear power plant need less space as compared to other power plant of equal size, and nuclear power plant are well suited to meet large power demand, and they give best performance of high load factor overall of 80 to 90%, and saving cost of fuel transportation is very high. Saving in the cost is very high, and there is not required very high transportation cost, and the operation of nuclear power plant is more reliable. It is not affected by adverse weather condition. So that is our most important advantages. And fuel can be recycled, so that's why we have thinking to use in our future. And low cost of power, the power cost is very low. Okay, let's see the disadvantages of nuclear power plant. So one disadvantage is capital cost of the nuclear power plant is very high, and that's why it is the many disadvantages. And danger of radioactivity, this is our also main disadvantages. Okay, so please take a screenshot, then you will very helpful to your future. So I think it erased. No, so take a screenshot over here. I think you have done. Take a screenshot. Okay, let me start of the rest of the part of the disadvantages. The plant cannot operate very high load efficiency, so it cannot operate under very high load efficiency, and maintenance cost is also very high, and capital cost is also very high, and disposal of fusion produced big problem, and health hazard of the worker is very dangerous. So that is also our main concern, and well trained worker needed for this operation. Okay, I think all advantages and disadvantages are complete. So if you have any doubt, write me on the comment section so that I will answer your question. Okay, let's go to another slide. Here, the comparison between thermal, hydroelectric and nuclear power plant. So let's see our comparison. So for site selection, thermal power plant is near to the load center and hydroelectric power is very far distance from the load center because of availability of the water. Okay, a nuclear power plant located near the load center because of it is available in the everywhere and it is transported very easily so that we can placed anywhere. And initial cost, so by initial cost the thermal power plant is low as compared to hydroelectric power plant, and hydroelectric power plant high as compared to uh, steam power plant or thermal power plant. And nuclear power plant, the initial cost is very high, we have seen in the disadvantageous case. So fuel transportation cost, if we have seen about fuel transportation cost, then it is very high in the thermal, and there is no transportation occur because of the flow of the water, and very high transportation cost, a very low transportation cost in the nuclear power plant. Remember that. I think first you have to take a screenshot, then we will start. Okay, I think you have done. Let's see our next part of those. So our maintenance cost is high as compared to hydroelectric power plant. Okay, and the maintenance cost of hydroelectric power plant is low. The maintenance cost of nuclear power plant is very high as compared to our thermal and hydroelectric power plant. In the power sources, it uses non-renewable. Okay, means it cannot be used again and again. It is a renewable, so it is used again and again. And nuclear power plant is also renewable, so it is used also again and again. Okay, then come to our transmission and distribution cost. Because of the on the located on the load center, its transmission cost is very low, and because of the hydroelectric power plant is very far distance from the load center, then its cost is very high. And nuclear power plant is also very low transportation cost because of the it is also low distance, or it is near to the load center. And let's see about our standby loss. So maximum age boiler remain in the operation even when the turbine is not working. And hydroelectric power plant, no standby loss. There is no standby loss. In nuclear power plant, less standby loss. And environmental condition, not affected by environmental condition, but it affect the environmental condition. Okay, it pollute our environment. And hydroelectric power plant affected by environmental condition, but it does not affect the environment. It is useful to environment. Then so the reserve water is also used in agriculture, so it is useful now. And nuclear power plant is not affected, but it affects sometime because of the hazard situation. Thermal power plant, pollution, caused pollution, and hydroelectric power plant eco-friendly. Nuclear power plant, change of radiation.